Hello, guys, and welcome to another video from Between the Ropes TV. Guys, today we're just going to break down. There's been a little bit of back and forth, shall we say, between Eddie Hearn, Johnny Nelson, Adam Smith's been getting involved. There's been a bit of to and from between Sky and Matchroom DAZN. Josh, can you make sense of it all?
I can try. It all started, didn't it? Obviously, Sky were very, very confident, and Adam Smith in particular was very vocal in videos on like IFL and stuff, saying Anthony Joshua will stay with us. He's going to renew the deal. We've been career-long partners. He'll finish his career with Sky. As we now all know, Anthony Joshua went and signed a huge deal with DAZN, and in fairness, from the details we know, he's an ambassador for them. There was even talks of having a share in the business. So we know it sort of transcends just being a fighter on a network. So whatever's true, whatever isn't true, long story short, he signed for DAZN, which I think that's a kick in the teeth for Sky, isn't it? And Adam Smith, especially after they've made a lot of money together. And let's be honest, Sky can't really play the victim because they'll have made a fortune from Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua. They've made a fortune together. Everyone's a winner. But I would understand there being a slight bitterness because that's life, isn't it? As much as people try and say positive vibes only, and, ultimately you're going to be gutted if the gravy train's going and you're still on the platform. So I understand that. But this is where it's got interesting because Johnny Nelson in particular, and he comes out with some outlandish stuff, doesn't he? It was only a couple of weeks ago.
Where do you want to start?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking in relation to the weekend, he'll beat Usyk easily. He'll just dance around him. So I'd love to see him try, even in his prime. But, he says some outlandish things, but he's been saying now, and after years of saying Anthony Joshua's the man, he'll clean up, he'll beat Fury, he's one of the best to ever do it. He's now changing tact, and he's saying, like, Joshua should retire if he fails to beat Usyk. And I still don't get that train of thought for anybody because if he does, Usyk's got to be considered, for me, possibly pound for pound number one at the moment. But he's got to be in anybody's top three. And there's no shame in losing to a pound for pound great. There's just not. And even if you lose twice, I could understand if he got knocked out harshly, then it becomes a different thought. He's made money. He's a two-time heavyweight champ. If you're not going to do it again, I understand that. But the point is, how can Johnny Nelson and Sky Sports change tack so massively? It does come across very bitter. And Eddie Hearn, all he actually said was he's a company man. I understand the narrative, and obviously there was the bitterness around Sky Sports not really promoting. It's quite funny how the narrative and the promotion hasn't really been behind this fight, although they've paid a reported figure of £28 million to actually stage it. So it does seem that there may have been some truth when Eddie Hearn said they're prepared to make a loss to get one over on me and DAZN effectively. And they've not got, there is some adverts starting to creep into the Sky schedule now, but normally for a Joshua fight, it's weeks in advance, isn't it?
It is. So, it's well promoted, isn't it?
No, exactly. So there is definite, for once, and Eddie Hearn also says some outlandish things, but I'm inclined to agree with him. He's called Johnny Nelson a company man. And I agree with him, but I also understand why Sky would Sky would change their narrative around Anthony Joshua, because let's be fair, they could possibly be giving DAZN some damaged goods come Monday, effectively, because he's then with DAZN. This fight was separate from it, and if he's not got the belts and he's off back-to-back losses, it's a fairly long road back, isn't it, to the elite fights?
Hugely.
And DAZN are paying him reportedly £100 million a fight. So it could become a very expensive game for them. So it's tough, but that's what's going on. But do you think Sky wanting to lose? I'll be honest, with the narrative changing, I think they do. I
was about to put it to you, but since you've asked, I think probably the way Sky are looking at it is, if he loses, they've got a particular insight into that. They may want to match him with their heavyweights. I also think that should Joshua win, that's it for Sky. I don't think Sky have got anyone anywhere near in their roster of anyone who can perhaps be bringing anywhere near the income that Anthony Joshua is bringing in for them. So I think either way, in my opinion, they lose whether or not Joshua, even if Joshua wins, the glory's all for DAZN and the future's all for DAZN. Should he lose, well, although they may say, oh, well, we can make this fight, make that for him, and try and, ease with DAZN anyway. And his guidance will come in the match room. So I think for Sky is they'll probably turn around and say they're being honest, but they're showing the true colours really as backing somebody who was on them, and as soon as he's left them, they decide to be a bit sour. And that's the way I see it. Reading in between what Johnny Nelson's saying and the truth.
I've got one last question for you, Ray, before we wrap it up. If Joshua does lose, obviously deals with DAZN, I'd put money on the Dylan White fight happening in December, provided there's no injuries. Good prediction, or am I being a bit silly?
Oh, well, it's a fight they would both get up for. It's sort of like a last chance saloon for both. It sells. I'm not too sure if we can get it. I think the difficulty would be the timing. That fight I can definitely see happening, but if you ask me if it does it take place in December, who knows? It depends. It depends really what happens Saturday. I mean, if Joshua comes out unscathed from a loss, and what I mean by that is, he hasn't got any facial injuries, any cuts, any bad hands, any broken bones. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he comes through that unscathed but still loses, then yeah, fair enough. But he's been putting his body through some significant camps, so he may want a bit more time. Dillian will be good to go. So I would like to see that fight if he loses. But if I were you, I wouldn't be saying if. I would try and keep more positive than that.
Mate, I'm on the age. I've already got a victory party planned for Sunday. So
The open top bust.
There we go, mate. I did a tweet earlier with a picture of Anthony Joshua now with his new lean self. Lean
On
mean
Instagram, lean mean world title machine. Yeah.
I'm sticking with it, mate. He's gonna win.
Yeah, that's self-belief for you. Like I said, it's in that water. Yeah, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave your views as well, and we'll see you on the next video.